All right, back at her again. Week 3, we're going to look at Cedar. This is kind of rough, but it is what it is. Got 8 clips, plus a little bit of a message at the end, which I probably could have said better myself. So let's just jump right into it. As you can see, first minute of the game, around pup time, 0-0. Alright, so, Uber spawning here, Phoenix is right here. I guess this here doesn't really matter, but pups are spawning soon. 7 seconds-ish until pups. So Phoenix is either blocking young Zeph or going up here. Bear is going for offensive pups as he should. The Phoenix also goes for offense, or their side pup, as I'm not sure if he communicated that to Bear or not. Obviously, he either A, he didn't, or B, Bear didn't get the message, because he zooms right by the pup. So while we get a pup here, which I guess this part is kind of unlucky, but we end up with just Whelan by himself on defense against one Juke's Juice. A little bit of an early swipe. I'll probably touch on this a little later because I do the same thing in the second half. But here, your opponent has Juke Juice. You have Phoenix coming in. You probably don't know where, but this is not like a return for cap situation. You don't need to go for the hero play. You do. Phoenix probably comes down a little bit too early. That's marginal. A little bit of lack of communication there. He's already by. That ends up being a cap. There's no fault on the offense here. Because here, he's probably getting calm when Whelan Timmy's there. He's probably calming that he's still contained. So them grabbing's no big deal. But unnecessary swipe, especially since you have a very, very, very low chance of making it. So here, I struggle with this too, as much as every other defender, because we all think we can make this play. But against someone that's competent with the flag, we just gotta be making sure that we stay ahead, especially when we're by ourselves, and that we communicate, because that just leads to a cap within the first minute. Pretty straightforward. Let's move on to the next clip. Alright. So this is a little bit of a mixed bag, and I'm going to probably be picking on the defense a little bit this week. I'm not trying to really single anybody else, because us as a defensive unit need to improve on every aspect of this. But start here. So Whelan, Phoenix is ahead. He's got the angle towards the boost. You don't need to cover the boost here. You just need to cover top. As you can see, you just kind of get caught in no man's land, and you just kind of blows right by you. I can understand covering that, say, if Phoenix was a little bit lower, or if Phoenix was over here, and Zeph's only option is to boost down. But where Phoenix is ahead of the FC, he's going to be more suffice to be able to cover that boost, whereas you need to worry about covering this area. You could return my Moo Bear. Here, probably could have, Phoenix probably could have stayed on team tiles, maybe bullied him just a little bit more. I think he seceded the pup a little bit too early, or the positioning a little bit too early. But I'm not sure if he had an exact time since he was up here a minute before. So that's not too much, it's just a very, very little thing. Where I say it's a mixed bag of good and bad, I don't know how the hell Poet doesn't tag him, but Whelan makes a good play and make sure he focuses, because usually you want one person focusing on blocking the guy without, and one person kind of staying alive and dealing with the tag pro. That was really good. Nice to use the boost. Flag pro. Good snipe. And then a little bit too hasty. You have Phoenix here. I'm pretty sure, I think you can hear the flag pop. Hold on, do shoot me. Alright, so we have a guy spawning. You also have Phoenix coming in. At this point, and I know I kind of hit on it, and I know I suck at it as much as everybody else, but we need to stay ahead there. These two guys are going to get beat. They might get beat, they might not. But poor Moo Bear by himself. And this probably could have been a cap as well. They should have scored 2 caps in that span of 30 seconds. Because honestly, we got bailed out by good OD. So a little bit of good, a little bit bad. But really, Whelan. And I know I pick on you because I see a lot of the same stuff that I used to and still do. It's just a matter of staying ahead and trusting your defender. Next clip. All right. Start from the beginning. I won't spend too much on this. Just kind of a bad read. There's no boost. You didn't need to go for the swipe here. You know, it is what it is. He's kind of cornered. If you wanted to make sure he didn't try to get past you, try to go underneath for bottom, which I don't see why you wouldn't let him go bottom here. Because you have this boost. Worst comes to worst, if you're by yourself and you're gonna get beat, just let him come down here. At least you have a little bit of boost to get ahead. But a little bit too aggressive. That happens. I don't really care about that. That's gonna happen. A little bit of boost on awareness. That's no big deal. And Coach G was kind of blocked out. And then so here, you gotta trust Phoenix to cover that area up top. Um, he's still way above him. I don't mind miss swipes. Usually, I don't mind miss swipes when you miss them if you're getting ahead, but this kind of falls on all three of us. We gotta trust each other a little bit more. Because you end up giving up positioning, and then you come back a little bit too aggressively. Phoenix kind of bumps Coach G here, which is kind of unfortunate. But little stuff like that can lead to a cap sometimes. So you won't hear me say don't. Sometimes it's good not to boost to get ahead. But Phoenix has this area covered. You don't, and it's probably like a little tilting thing since we are down 4 at this point, or down 3 at that point before the cap. And we just got double rolling because we actually went for pups. But you gotta trust Phoenix to hold this here. If we don't trust each other to make plays, even though we haven't been making them, yeah. First, but before we make plays, you gotta trust each other to make plays. And then after, if they don't make the plays, let it be on them. Don't let your lack of trust dictate how a play goes. All right, so we're gonna pick on me a little bit here. Actually, no, wait. This is bad comm awareness or bad. Oh yeah, I'm still not playing. This is still half one. I'm just gonna let it play and shut the fuck up for like 30 seconds. Yeah. KP's been around the block, so he saw that come from. But this was the second cap that half where we had a tag pro and they capped. The first one I didn't bother clipping because it was kind of unlucky, where our FC got boosted into their defender after seeing a spawn and trying to go around our tag pro. It was just kind of unlucky, and then they ended up boosting it for a cap. This one, however, a little bit less forgivable. There's a grab here. At this point, he's probably out. I don't know whether our defenders didn't communicate this or not, but we should be concentrating on still being near the flag. But instead, we're trying to pick a fight with young Zeth. And yeah, we just kind of zoned out a little bit over here. It's kind of a little bit of both. A little bit of zoning out over here. And maybe a little bit of bad communication here. Because obviously the offense had zero clue that he was out. And I do remember them saying he was out, but I do not remember saying where he was out. But that doesn't exactly excuse our offense to be way down here with the FC barreling in. And this guy's seen a million things because he's an LTP captain for a couple seasons. So even as he saw it coming, that kind of made me laugh a little bit, but a sad kind of laugh. All right, next clip. This happened near the end. All right, I'm not gonna spend too long on this because Phoenix knew what he did wrong. But I guess this is more of a learning because Whelan coach, it'd still be their first minor season. But this is fundamentals. You have one spawning, you have one person chasing. Whelan's either passed or he's dead. There is no reason, unless coach is ahead or he communicates with coach, to leave regrab at this instance. There are opportunities where you can leave regrab if you have a chance to make a play. That isn't one of them. And that's a cap. Not to pick on Phoenix or anything, and he knows that he did something wrong there. But it's just little things like that we have to keep in mind. So that's really what it is. It's kind of frustrating because it's little things and we're getting punished hard for it. So this will be, there's only three clips of the second half. We played a lot better. It was a lot more competitive. So we're up 2-0 at this point. And again, this one is a very, very, very minor detail. Like, for the most part, there really isn't much to this cap that could have been changed because it was honestly a pretty impressive cap. Really good bomb here. And then so he's going to get a lucky boost spawn right here. But I guess the little detail that I saw is that we should, if we're going to take this bomb on OD, we should probably aim to be a little bit more closer to the flag or at the flag. Because if we're going to use this bomb, they're going to use this bomb to try to disrupt our OD. We usually want to either get this bomb to cause a little chaos and get it grabbed, or give our OD a little bit better chance, a little bit of space to make a play. But bombing low puts us both out of position. Now, that being said, there's not much to pick on because fucking excellent bomb over here. Good boost up here. Boost down, gets a fortunate boost spawn. But actually, I don't even think the boost spawn would matter at that point because even if the boost didn't spawn, I think he still has a walk-in just because of the bomb blast. Good cap, but just a very minor detail. Okay, now we're going to be picking on me. A little bit we can do there. So, I'm a beast. I'm a boss-ass bitch for winning a 1v2 putt fight. I'm a boss, blah, blah, blah. This should be easy. We got this. I can understand Whelan taking this boost. Maybe you try to take it more direct towards the flag-ish. But I'm not going to be picky about this. It's return for cap situation. Tis what it is. You either make it or you miss it. But the problem is that I lead Coach G in a little bit too fast. Sunpal's dead. And I'm too worried about getting close to the flag tile instead of making the play on the defender. Next thing that I do wrong, He's already by 3 at this point. And then at this, I'm not making a play here. So I either need to, well, what I could have done earlier is here, I could have been like, Coach G, fuck off, urged him to just go. And I could have played anti because I still had a tag pro. Or since he was by 3 anyways, I should have stayed back. But my hesitation, and then with the hesitation, making the wrong decision, leads to a cap chain. Or leads to not a reset, necessarily. Because if I was there with a tag pro, Fly would have been dead. This here, you want Whelan to be a little bit closer to the flag. But they had good blocks in place. I could have been a little bit lower. But we really need to communicate there. A little bit slow. They kind of did a made play, and it happened. But yeah, bad TP lead, bad recognition on the FC, hesitation on anti, even though I have a TP. And then yeah, a little bit of bad OD mixed with good block. Alright, this last clip. Because if Whelan remembers, this is one of the first things I got on him about earlier in this video. So yeah, I've touched on this already, but I know I picked on Whelan for this before, but I need to show him that even though I'm telling him, you know, he shouldn't do this, let him know that I'm not perfect too. I do the same thing, but I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit here. I guess solo. I get solo part 2, so I'm really feeling myself. And then while doing that, I have a little bit of a brain fart as someone that's feeling himself would do. And then good block. He forced Whelan to get the grab. Not gonna pick on that OD a little bit too much because defense made a good play. And they had a good chance to cap again, but maybe something to keep in mind for this week is just to practice boosts in general for this map. Specifically boosting here. It's such a simple boost, but you need to hit it so consistently that you don't have to think about it. But you know, it is what we played a lot better that half. A lot better of a week overall. And I guess for so far this season, I could ramble on for another 5 minutes to make a point. But KP makes a really good point about the season so far, and probably said it better than I probably ever could. God damn it. That kind of broke, but I guess that really sums it up. It really is the little things when you come to think about it. Um, we generally know what we were supposed to do. Sometimes we're just not making the right play. Or we're in the position where we need to make the individual play and we're not quite capitalizing. But the next couple weeks are really important. We face CAC Boosters and Club Penguin. For us to really have a chance at playoffs, we should be able to sweep both these teams, but I think 3 of 4 should be a reasonable goal to aim for, especially since, you know, the 4th place team in our division, or our 6th place team in our division, got 2 wins. So if we get 3 wins, we're right back in it. But that's just more stuff to work on. So I'll try to get the Coach G pickup. And yeah, see you at practice.